of like Square Enix.
Sure,
I'd go to a Square Enix event and like, show me your role-playing games and possible, mobile projects.
Yeah, where the white mages at?
It'd be nice to see a little Tomb Raider. I hear you guys are working on Just Cause. It'd be nice to see a little bit of Just Cause. Then they start, it's very presentational presentation. It's very like, okay, now we show you video. Now we talk about game. You know about Dragon Quest Heroes. These are the modes. Thank you. And then they show another video and somebody comes up and is like reading off a list. And then the director of Just Cause 3 walks up. And he's like, hey, here's, one of the guys who's testing the game. Let's play some Just Cause 3. And like, I lost my mind. I was not expecting that. And he was so casual about it. Like his whole attitude, like it seemed like there was nothing you couldn't ask this guy. It seemed like there was nothing like ill you couldn't say about Just Cause 2 or like any, way that you could talk about these games. And they just like it seemed like what he was doing with he kind of had a thing that was rehearsed, but it didn't really feel the way where it was like the nerves, when like the Assassin's Creed demo glitches. Oh no, it's almost like he wanted it to glitch. It's just like, I'm not doing a story thing. I'm just running around and there's a bus and blow that up. And then now you have a wingsuit and then you got this. I was really just cracking up about the whole attitude about how they demoed the whole thing off. And then we got to play it. And then I played Just Cause 3 for like 3 hours. So, I don't even know where to start. So, wingsuit now. So, which you can zip line in the wingsuit. So before, you could kind of finesse the parachute into like open world traversal. There are definitely lots of times where I would like fast travel to an area and be like, it's just over the mountain. Should I steal a car? I'm just going to parachute. And I would just kind of like parachute and zing over the mountain. And like in most other games, you'd be like, if I was Grand Theft Auto, I would steal a jet. I would steal a car, and actually just like take that vehicle over there. Where Just Cause 2 kind of threw that convention out the window. It's like, you don't really need a vehicle. And like now you definitely do not need a vehicle because the way they said it is they're like, we think about the wingsuit being traversal and we think about the parachute being combat. So if you have like grenades you want to drop, or you want to shoot from the air, or you want to like specifically land on a vehicle, or you want to like target a specific location when you're dropping in on a base, you use the parachute. Whereas if you're just like, I just want to get to that city, you would parachute to get speed and then just wingsuit the whole way. So like you could it was kind of like the Cape in Super Mario Bros. 3. Where like there was a way that you could kind of make it last, and if you were really good, even though it was tough to like bring the camera down far enough to aim, but you don't want to like wingsuit right into the ground to actually grapple something and like pull that momentum and then use that into speed with the wingsuit. But the wingsuit was just like, it was like, yep, I'm going to be perfecting this for 40 hours. It's like something that like I'm just going to get better and better and better at. And the finesse of this guy was just bonkers, like how fast this guy can move around the environment. Wingsuit's really cool. Honestly, you guys, one of the thing that blew my mind that I was like, there's just 2 elements that I was like, I'm done. That's it. You could literally just walk out on the stage, not even have gameplay, just say those 2 things, and I'm like, I'm totally sold. One was Infinite C4, anytime you want it.
Oh my god.
Wait,
Infinite
that's
C4
just in the game.
Yeah.
There's different types of grenades that you can do, but anytime you want, you can walk up to anything and just boop, and then walk away and boop, blow it up.
Brandon.
And it was really, really key where they were like, we looked at Just Cause 2 and we looked at anything that interrupted the gameplay experience and we wanted to remove that. So like the wingsuit, you're able to traverse so much faster, and there was a lot of parts where you're like, I gotta blow up this vehicle, I gotta blow up this, propaganda truck, I gotta blow up this statue. You just blow it up. He's like, why would we stop you from being like, oh no, I don't have grenades, or I gotta get a vehicle, I gotta do something like that. You just wanna walk up, boop. You can put 4 of them max and then detonate them all at the same time. And like I said, there's other explosives you can experiment with, but if you just want to base C4, blow this thing up, you can do it.
I feel like every single video game that I play, there's always something where I'm like, stop it. You are making me have less fun by restricting me in arbitrary ways.
Well, you play other role-playing games, though, and it does make sense. Like, being encumbered was something I experienced the other day in Witcher, where they're like, you're carrying too many things.
Yeah.
Just like,
it's just not... That's fine. Witcher, whatever. It's fine. The Elder Scrolls, it's fine. But Just Cause...
Yeah, why would I want to stop you from having fun, ever?
I'm happy that we exist in a world where there are people out there that just say F it and go for it and ensure that you're having the most fun.
So you remember going and picking up weapon
possible.
Parts and gun parts, and then like in an area you'd have to like, oh, there's the weapon part, and you'd go and like have to explore that area and stuff. They're like, Nope, there's just more guns and weapons
Yeah!
and stuff. You level you up, and you like he gets better with mods, they call them. So like he can improve himself and like make his stats better and stuff. Not specifically stats, but like the way you handle certain abilities and stuff will get easier. But yeah, weapons are just weapons. You go out and get something, and once you own it, I think you can call it in anytime. Like they really played up the emphasis on like getting stuff quicker to you, so you can use it in the environment. The other thing, which is so key, is you can grapple. I think you could grapple up to 3 things before, like connecting them. So like point A to point B, point C to point D, point E to point F. So you have like 3 different connections to 6 different total points. And now, after you do that, you hold the L trigger and it constricts them. So you're inside a building and a helicopter's like buzzing outside and giving you trouble. You just like walk out, wait till that gets really low, connect him to the ground, go inside the building, hit the L trigger.
Oh my god.
Do you know what I love about everything you're saying? Did you ever play Red Faction Guerrilla?
Yes.
An amazing game
Yeah.
where they figured out how to make destruction constantly fun while still investing you in the world. But then you follow up with the sequel, okay? Red Faction Armageddon. I'm sorry, but garbage. Like, totally misunderstood the point of Guerrilla and just was an off step, okay? Everything that you're saying about Just Cause 3 is these guys completely and totally understand what made their game this surprise, amazing, fun
like
thing.
Story, like he's like, oh yeah, there's actually a kind of cool story. Revisit a lot of old characters, and Rico's actually going back to the place of his birth, so he's reuniting the people that he grew up with and everything. But anyway, let's get back to the gameplay. You know,
That's the right attitude.
It seemed like we're adding that to the game, and it's gonna be great. But if we really want to explore like ways we can make this game better, and man oh man, is Just Cause 2 a game that I've had ideas for how they could improve it.
Are they doing those things?
Yeah, so I mean, just like I can't overstate the constricting these things. So like you had to bring down statues in Just Cause 2, but it's like, well, I have to connect it to a vehicle and then drive that vehicle, and it can't just be a small vehicle; it's got to be a big one. In this one, you just like connect it to the statue, connect it to the floor, constrict it, statue falls over.
Awesome.
Like you're in a car, like stuck on a car, which you can now walk around. So you're not stuck in one position. So if you're on a plane, you can walk all the way to the tip of one wing, or like walk all the way to the front of it, or walk all the way to the back. And they do a really good job of like magnetically knowing that like you're on a truck. So, but if you want to like go to the front of the truck, it's not like, oh, I press the button, then I do a flip move to the front. You just walk up to the front of the truck.
The only concern that I have is all these improvements to your mobility and how much more capable you are. Do you worry that it's going to get to the point where you kind of master it and nothing's really a challenge anymore?
I asked him that, and the challenge was heavy in the game. Like there was definitely lots of, and I think there's also the challenge of, the game is still manageable, and maybe like there's not like any hurdle that's like insurmountable in the game, but it does take a while. Like it is a big base, and it's gonna take me a while to kind of like work my way in there. Or I can just be like Rambo about it and just run in, drop a bunch of C4 right at the right spot, leap out, wingsuit, blow up the base, everything comes crashing down on each other.
Quick question.
And I could see you dying 5 or 6 times trying to pull that off, but it's like, what do you want to do? Do I just want to finish this level, or do I really want to like there was like a ramp on the edge of a cliff that was clearly aimed like right at the base, so you could like jump it and parachute. I mean, yeah, it was.
Yeah. Quick question: do they talk about maybe multiplayer at all? Because I know Just Cause 2 had a big PC community where they'd all be in a game together.
They
like
talked
GTA
about being
Online.
really excited about that, like wink wink. So I think they might add that, but there wasn't really a focus. Everything that we saw out there
Taking
was
down a
single
jet
player.
together with like 2 people. Come on, man.
One thing that I like that might not seem like a sell, but I love it. Map, same size. More interiors, more caves,
More depth,
more like
dense.
subterranean stuff, more stuff going on underwater, and
That was actually one of the things about Just Cause 2. I liked that it was huge, but it occasionally felt like they weren't using the landmass to its full capacity.
I would go to like, how many huts do I really need to explore to find more weapon parts and stuff? I did it obsessively just because I loved that world, and I loved how big it was and how fluid it was and how well it performed, quite frankly. Like Just Cause 2 performed really well considering like how fast you were moving, and like there's no other game where I'm flying a plane and I see another plane and I think, oh, let me jump out of the plane that I'm in to try to see if I can grapple that plane that's flying at full speed in another direction. And now I'm thinking, what if I can cable those 2 planes and then pull them together so they blow up? But now when you go to these little areas, they're like, we put a lot more effort into making like this one little seaside town is right on a cliff and then kind of looks like a cliffside town. Like this town won't look like any other town. Like they all have their own little flair.
Awesome.
So they try to make the world more diverse, better, without just like, oh, let's make it bigger just to have more mountains. Let's just make the one mountain we have really cool.
I feel like Just Cause 3 is saving video games. Like I think it's gonna be okay.
If you put like Man, I don't know. If you put Disney Infinity 3.0 and Batman Arkham Knight and Just Cause 3, it's like, I have to play
Whoa.
Just Cause 3. And they actually opened up a lot of the cheats just for the event. They're like, these won't be in the game, but, you know, we want you to play with the same modding tools that we want to. So I could literally just be like, I want a tank and a jet. And like,
They should put that in the game.
Yeah, they
Come
should.
on. That's what that game is.
So the whole, it was, I mean, I was expecting to get the company line the whole way through that event, and it was literally like the coming out party for Just Cause 3. And they didn't let us talk about it right away.
Oh man,
They're crazy.
Dude.
So yeah, believe it. It's so great. And not to mention next gen, guys. Hello, this amazing game we've been talking about was like last gen. Looks better, animates better, explosions are crazy. Gas stations respawn because he's like, the gas stations. Come on, he's like, you're gonna want to blow that up again. So like gas stations don't factor into the total like chaos if you're destroying an area. Like they're just there because hey, gas stations.
I think I might buy 2 copies of Just Cause 3.
But it's cool. I think one of the reasons to wrap it up that I'm excited about this conversation we've had today, gentlemen, is like I never really knew you two specifically to peg as the Just Cause people.
Yeah,
dude.
I'm sure there's other people. I'm sure I could get Kyle Bosman
If you
playing a Just
don't
Cause,
have
but-
a copy of Just Cause 2,
please.
go. It's like $5. You will get at least a week's worth of enjoyment out of that game.
It's a big game, and it looks like absolutely everything that they're adding to the sequel is just better across the board. So always nice to get that report on a game.
You've made my day.
And looking
You've
forward,
made my day.
you guys checking it out?
Yeah.